Hello, BBN. Is Kentucky recruiting in a competitive spot with Duke? Have you been following along? We'll talk a bit about that in this video, but first subscribe to the channel to get more news from the Cats. The Kentucky Wildcats recruiting situation currently looks promising under Mark Pope, especially when it comes to Caleb Wilson and Caden Lewis, two of the top targets in the 2025 class. Pope and his coaching staff have worked tirelessly to ensure that Kentucky continues to be an elite destination for top college basketball talent, and the latest updates suggest that the Wildcats are in an enviable position. Caleb Wilson, a five-star guard who is widely considered a top 10 recruit in the class, is one of Pope's top targets. Predictions by Jamie Shaw, a respected reporter for On3, have Kentucky as the favorite to sign Wilson, although the confidence level is only 25%. That suggests there's still a ways to go, but the fact that Kentucky is leading the pack, with North Carolina as the top contender, is a positive sign. Wilson, with his offensive skills and versatility, would be a significant addition to the Wildcats, making an immediate impact on a team that's constantly looking to stay among the best in the country. Four-star point guard Caden Lewis is also on Kentucky's radar, and predictions for his eventual selection are even more optimistic. Jamie Shaw has given him a 60% confidence level that Lewis will suit up for the Wildcats. Kentucky's position seems to be solidified, especially after respected Duke reporter Adam Rowe named Kentucky as the most likely destination for Lewis. That's especially relevant given that Duke has been considered one of the top threats in the competition for the talented point guard. If Lewis decides to commit to Kentucky, he would bring a dynamic perimeter presence to the team, complementing what is already a strong recruiting class. Additionally, it's worth mentioning Chris Sinak, another talent in the 2025 class who appears to be leaning toward LSU, as indicated by Shaw. However, even with a 20% confidence prediction for the Tigers, Kentucky is still seen as the biggest threat to Sinak's recruitment. Pope continues to keep the door open, and while LSU may seem like the favorite, the Kentucky Wildcats' recruiting history cannot be understated. The pressure to keep Kentucky at the top is on, but Mark Pope is clearly up to the challenge. With recruiting moves trending upward, especially with Wilson and Lewis, the Wildcats are in a strong position to secure a 2025 class that could further cement the program's status as a college basketball powerhouse. Pope and his staff demonstrate an effective strategic approach, knowing where and how to strike to ensure the best talent comes to Lexington. These upgrades reinforce the fan base's confidence in the work being done behind the scenes, and the next few weeks will be critical in determining the team's future. The fact that Kentucky is in a position to recruit two of the most coveted players in the 2025 class speaks not only to the attractiveness of the program, but also to the coaching staff's ability to stay focused on the most important goals, even in the face of stiff competition. Let's get to it. Kentucky's season under Pope promises to be marked by new dynamism, both offensively and defensively, and expectations are high after Big Blue Madness. The Wildcats showed a sample of their potential during the NBA Pro Day, where the focus was mainly on speed and accuracy in three-point shooting. Coach Pope, in a recent conversation with Jack Pilgrim of the KSR Portal, highlighted two names that seem ready to shine in the most important areas of the game: Travis Perry as a shooter and Lamont Butler as a defender. Travis Perry, without a doubt, is the standout in the shooting department. Known for his historic scoring record in the state of Kentucky, Perry has shown an amazing performance since summer training. Pope did not hold back on praising his accuracy and consistency from the three-point line and free throws. According to the coach, Perry managed to make 100 of 100 free throws for 3 consecutive days, something Pope had never seen in his basketball career, regardless of the level. While Perry is still developing other facets of his game, such as shooting on the move or in one-on-one situations, his ability to score from distance is undeniable. That should put him in a position to push for valuable minutes throughout the season, especially if he continues to hone his finishing ability around the rim. In addition to offense, Defense has also been a clear priority for Pope, and he is building a team that values defensive commitment. Lamont Butler has emerged as the team's best defender thus far, showing an impressive ability to anticipate plays, intercept passes, and turn the ball over in critical moments. During practice, Butler has made 3 consecutive steals on blocked shots, something Pope has highlighted as a sign of his determination to be named SEC Defensive Player of the Year. The coach even teased Amari Williams, an elite defender who was named the conference's 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, by saying that Butler is currently winning the interior defensive battle. The friendly rivalry between Butler and Williams is only beneficial to the team, as both are key players in building a solid defense that could be the Wildcats' signature this season. Pope is encouraging the competitiveness within the squad, and if Lamont Butler continues to improve, Kentucky will have not 1, but 2 elite defenders ready to make a difference in the crunch. As the season begins, the performances of Travis Perry and Lamont Butler will be closely watched, as will the impact they both make in their respective areas of expertise. Perry, with his shooting talent, and Butler, with his defensive creativity, are key players in Pope's strategy to transform the Kentucky Wildcats into a balanced and competitive team on both ends of the floor. The challenge now is to keep that momentum going and show on the court what they promised in practice. The recruiting race for Nate Amon, one of the top prospects in the 2025 class, is gaining momentum, and Kentucky is in the mix. Major programs around the country are paying attention, with head coach Mark Pope and assistant Cody Fuger making appearances when they visited the prospect this week. Amon, ranked as the 4th best overall player in his class, is becoming a top target for several colleges, and Kentucky is determined to secure his commitment. Nate Amon is a player who scouts say is still developing, but he already shows immense potential. His combination of height, mobility, and natural ability ranks him among the best in his class. According to Adam Finkelstein, scouting director for 247 Sports, Amon is one of the best long-term prospects in the country, highlighting his great hands, refined touch, and fluid athleticism as the foundation of a skill set that is still developing. Finkelstein also points out that while his wingspan isn't spectacular for someone his height, his springy frame and movement give him a distinct advantage as a versatile forward. Pope's visit with Amon highlights Kentucky's commitment to further bolstering its 2025 recruiting class. The Wildcats are already in a good position for some of the top prospects in that class, and adding Amon to the mix would only increase the team's potential. However, Kentucky isn't the only one in the mix. Arkansas, now with John Calipari, is also pushing hard for the player, with visits being held by both teams in the same week. This indicates that this will be an intense battle between 2 of college basketball's most storied programs. In addition to Kentucky and Arkansas, Amon is being approached by an impressive list of programs. Tennessee, Louisville, Kansas State, Texas, Duke, Kansas, North Carolina, and others are all eyeing the promising forward. In the past month, he has visited Texas and also made unofficial visits to Virginia, Duke, Georgetown, and Virginia Tech, demonstrating that he is keeping his options open and exploring all possibilities before making a decision. For Kentucky, securing Amon would be a strategic addition to a class that is already shaping up to be one of the best under Mark Pope. The Wildcats coaching staff has demonstrated a proficiency in attracting elite players, and Amon would be a key piece in keeping the program well-stocked and making a strong run at the championship. As the recruiting season progresses, all eyes will be on Nate Amon and how he decides his future. The visits from Kentucky and Arkansas are just the beginning of a recruiting battle that will undoubtedly be one of the most closely watched in the 2025 class. Let's get started. Speaking of Jackson Robinson after frustrating stints at Texas A&M and Arkansas, where he had little opportunity to show his worth, Robinson now returns to the SEC with a clear purpose: to prove that he belongs in the conference and that he could be a key part of Kentucky's success. His journey to this point has not been easy, But with Pope by his side, he is ready to take the next step and stand out once and for all. Robinson began his SEC career as a four-star prospect, ranked among the top 100 recruits in the 2020 class. However, his time at Texas A&M and Arkansas was marked by limited opportunities. In his first 2 years, he accumulated only 300 minutes in 30 games, with numbers that did not reflect his potential. It was at this moment that Mark Pope, then head coach of BYU, saw something in Robinson and gave him the chance he had been waiting for. This move to BYU was a turning point, allowing the 6'5" forward to finally shine on the court. After his first season at BYU, Robinson saw his playing time triple, and his impact was immediate. Averaging 28.1 minutes per game and 16 double-digit scoring games, he emerged as a consistent offensive threat, particularly from distance, shooting 34.3% from three-point range. The following season, he went even further, being named Big 12 Sixth Man of the Year, averaging an impressive 14.2 points per game and shooting a solid 43/35/91 from the field. Pope believed in Robinson, and the coach's trust was rewarded with performances that drew national attention. Now, Robinson returns to the SEC, not only as a more experienced player, but as someone determined to make a difference. His decision to follow Pope to Kentucky over other offers was a clear sign of his loyalty to the coach who gave him the chance to prove himself. With the Wildcats, Robinson has ambitious goals. He wants to be an All-American, make the All-SEC team, and most importantly, help Kentucky win its long-awaited 9th national title. To achieve those goals, he knows he will need to excel not only offensively, but also defensively and as a leader on and off the court. One thing Robinson has made clear in his interviews is that he is motivated to show growth in all aspects of his game. He has the versatility to guard multiple positions, rebound, and create plays for his teammates. More than ever, he wants to be a complete player, capable of impacting the game on both ends of the floor. That approach will be crucial for Kentucky to remain competitive in the tough SEC conference, where every win counts in the race for the championship. And of course, there are games Robinson has already marked on his schedule. While he did not reveal which team he has his special attention on, it is clear that the matchups against Texas A&M and Arkansas will be exciting. Both games will take place inside Rupp Arena, which only adds to the pressure and anticipation. For Robinson, these games are more than just regular season matchups. They are opportunities to prove that he can not only compete, but be a star in the SEC, something many doubted when he began his college career. With Mark Pope leading the way, he is determined to make his mark in the SEC and perhaps lead the Wildcats to a championship game. What do you think? Leave a comment.